Uh, Hello everybody. Sorry for the little 2-week hiatus. But today, we are going to be playing some Doki Doki Literature Club. Now, for context, I have played this game before, but it has been a very long time. So, as you can imagine, I don't remember shit. So, let's start this. I gotta enter my name. I'll just put my name. So, SpongeBob. Shit. SpongeBob. Alright. Hey. I see an annoying girl running toward me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor, and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you never see yourself making your day. That just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. But if she's gonna chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. Cats in the room. However, I just sigh and I look in front of me, in front of the crosswalk, and let Sayori catch up to me. Hold on. You have anything to say, Mika? You have anything to say? Anything? Speak, buddy. Speak your truth. Speak your truth. Okay, maybe he just wants pets. Oh, or you want to bite my thumb. That works too. Alright. Ow! That was just yapping. I overslept again, but I caught you this time. Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. You say that like you were thinking about ignoring me. That's mean, SpongeBob. Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. Fine. But you did wait for me after all. I guess you don't have it and you'd be mean even if you want. I'm gonna fucking... Is there an option? Okay. Text me. There we go. How's that? Oh, that's better. Whatever you say, Sayori. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, SpongeBob, have you decided on a club to join yet? A club? I told you already I'm not really interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either. That's not true. You told me you would join a club this year. Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did, but in one of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's on about, Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me, and I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. I was talking about how worried I was talking about how I am worried that you won't learn how to socialize or have any skills before college. Your happiness is really important to me, you know. And I know you're happy now, but I'd die at the thought of you becoming neat in a few years, because you're not used to the real world. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you. That can go one of the other ways, if you know what I'm saying. Get it? Get it? Cause she's fucking dead. Alright. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises though. Will you at least promise me you'll try a little? Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that. Yay! Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. We are in a new setting, in a classroom. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things and stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. No! Sayori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realize that I'm the only one left in this class. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting in here and spacing out. So I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. You don't need to wait up for me if it's gonna make you live to your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, you know what, that you could come to my club. Sayori? Yeah? There's no way I'm going to your club. Meanie. Sayori is the vice president of the literature club. Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be a fun help to start a new club. Holy shit, I just fucked that up. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. There we go. Since she thought the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title vice president. That said, my interest in literature is as guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club. Come on, please. Why do you care so much anyway? Well, I kinda told the club that I would bring in a new member, and Natsuki made cupcakes and everything. Don't make promises you can't keep. I can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead. Excuse me. Or if she's so cunning as to have planned all of this out. I let out a long sigh. Fine, I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay? Sounds a little familiar. Alright, and thus today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake? The fuck you mean, sold your soul? Alright? I dejectedly follow Sayori. I'm saying it right. I dejectedly follow Sayori across the school and upstairs, a section of school I rarely visit, being genuinely used for third-year classes and activities. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Everyone, the new member is here. I told you don't call me a new member. I glance around the room. Welcome to the literature club. It's a pleasure meeting you. Sayori always says nice things about you. Seriously, you brought a boy? I remember I hate that fucking bitch. She's not the best member, I think. I don't know. It's been a long fucking time, man. Way to kill the atmosphere. Ah, Spunk Bob, what a nice surprise. Welcome to the club. Miko, what the fuck are you doing? I don't know. Miko likes to play with Allen wrenches. Welcome to the club. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it. Sorry. Natsuki. The girl with a sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. She's also the one who made the cupcakes, according to Sayori. You can just ignore her when she gets moody. Sayori says that quietly into my ear, then turns back toward the other girls. Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the club. Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Well, it's nice to meet both of you. And it sounds like you already know Monica, right? That's right. It's great to see you again, Spunk Bob. Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically completely out of my league. So, I'm pretty sure we get her at the end, good or bad. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... You too, Monica. Come sit down. Wait, what does it feel like? Okay, come sit down, Spunk Bob. We made room for you at the table, so you can sit next to me and Monica. I'll get the cupcakes. Hey, I made the cupcakes. I'll get them. Sorry, I got a little too excited. And how about I make some tea as well? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened so that there's one space next to Monica and one space next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take my seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Whoa! Hey, what the fuck? You want to say anything? Say words. You want pets? I wish I'd knocked down my tea. Whatever. Okay, that works too. Whoa! Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white, fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. The whiskers are drawn with icing, and little pieces of chocolate were used to make the ears. Hold on. Whenever I talk, unimaginable amounts of saliva get produced. It makes me sound like a lisp, even though I do. So cute! I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki. Yeah, well, you know. Just hurry and take one. Sayori grabs the first one, then Monica. I follow. It's delicious. Sayori talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around on my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really Mika, fucking you weirdo. Hold on, I have to fucking play fetch with her. See that? Yeah. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. Why are you thanking me? It's not like haven't I heard this somewhere before? No, you haven't, because I just started this fucking game. Made them for you or anything. I thought you technically did. Sayori said, well, maybe, but not for you. You know, you dummy. Alright. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. Carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. We keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not. Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know. I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but at least I can enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monica raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me. So what made you consider the literature club? I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monica that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any other clubs yet, and Sayori seems really happy here, so that's okay, don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it is my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Monica, I'm surprised. How come you've decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member for any other of the major clubs. Oh, God damn it. Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year? Well, you know. To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget, publicity, and how... Yeah, publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd rather much take something I personally enjoy and make it something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Monica really is a great leader. Yuri also nods in agreement. But I'm surprised that there aren't more people in this club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah, we'll do our best. You know it. Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these three. Maybe that's why they were all so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. So SpongeBob, what things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga. I muttered quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. Oh, so I guess Natsuki likes manga, I guess. I don't know. Looks like she wants to say something but keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. I would too if I only read manga. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Excuse me. My microphone's still working? I need to check. We're good. Okay. And telling a good story in such a whatever. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid that since the moment I walked in, but it's so obvious by the way that her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But you know I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements, like this fucking game, usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination and completely throw you in for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I can tell this is gonna be my favorite. I fucking love horror novels. Give me a fucking Stephen King book, I've read it twice. Guaranteed. I've read a horror book once. I desperately grasped something I can relate to at the minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you, I guess you could say that, but if a story makes me think it takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Ugh! Serial horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. Ugh, I hate horror. Oh, why is that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. She wants us. She wants us. But I don't want her. She bitch. That's right. You usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a little scrap paper behind last club meeting. Looked like you were working on a poem called Don't Say It Out Loud. That's an odd poem title. And give that back. Fine. Your cupcakes, your poems, everything you do is just as cute as you are. So he slides up behind Natsuki and put her hands on his shoulders. I'm not cute. Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why didn't you share them sometime? No. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not a very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing the even deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you could set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. I wanted to read everyone's poems. We all sit in silence for a moment. Okay. I have an idea, everyone. Huh? Natsuki and Yuri quizzically look at Monica. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then the next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. Yeah, let's do it. Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it'll help us a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. Isn't that right, SpongeBob? Monica smiles warmly at me once again. Hold on, there's still one problem. What's that? Now that we're back to the original topic of me joining a club, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I joined the club. Good. I don't want to be in here either. I don't like this place. I don't like it at all. Sayori may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lost my train of thought. All four girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But I'm sorry. I thought, Spunk Bob. You all. I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That is, if writing poem, it's the price we pay in the elder to spend every day with these beautiful girls. This is making me uncomfy. I'm not ready for the rest of this. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. Door. One by one, the girls' eyes light up. Yes, I'm so happy. Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey, you really did scare me for a moment. If you really just came for the cupcakes, I would have been super pissed. Then that makes it official. Welcome to the Literature Club. Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone, I think with that we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monica looks over at me once more. Spunk Bob, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside of me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food. Hey Spunk Bob, since we're already here, you wanna walk home together? That's right, Sayori and I we never walk home together anymore because she's always stayed after school for clubs. Sure, might as well. Yay! With that, the two of us depart in the club room and make our way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls. Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright, I just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will come to find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. Damn. Okay. I gotta use my mouse for this now. Okay, I think I remember. There's different paths of the game. I don't know why Monica isn't an option. Okay. Currently, I think I'm gonna try and go for Yuri, so. Fuck. Okay. Why are you broken? No. Okay. Yuri used a lot of big words, so I'm just gonna try and find big words. Unrestrained. Tragic. Fuck. Uncontrollable. Defeat. Okay. Unrequited. Dark. Suicide. Scars. I'll just press random shit. Bam, 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 bam. We'll see what fucking path we get. Okay. Hi again, Spunk Bob. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Ha ha ha. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I keep my word. Well, I'm back at the Literature Club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Spunk Bob. I hope this isn't too overwhelming. Can you hear this fucker, dude? Oh, now you go quiet. What? You under the chair. You under the chair. Mika, can you hear this? Okay. I hope this isn't too overwhelming for a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. Sayori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year, too. I don't even know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what, but if you don't take this seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps your manga collection in the club. Natsuki finds herself studying between Monica and manga. Manga is literature. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into his seat. Don't worry, guys. SpongeBob always gives it his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work and without me even asking, like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable. Sayori, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting. You always set your house on fire once. Is that so? You two are really... Aren't they teenagers? How the fuck do they already have houses? Wish the economy was still like that. I might be a little jealous. How come? You and SpongeBob can become good friends too. Sayori? Huh? As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. Oh, you even brought you something today, you know? Wait, Sayori, me? Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do? I'm sorry, I wasn't thinking. I guess that means it's just up to me to rescue the situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. That's all. Yeah, I won't make it a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright, well here. Yuri reaches in your bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And you could, discuss it if you wanted. This is, how is this girl accidentally being so cute? Oh my god. Saying these words out loud just makes me cringe, but I know that this game takes a fucked up turn, but I don't remember what happens. Yuri, thank you, I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expect Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in the book. I can't help but notice her intense expression like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time I'd feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of the book. It looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she needs to be on the first few pages. Ah! Ah, music change. Crap. Like poop. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me and our eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in the book. Sorry, I was just spacing out. I muttered this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so that's the book you gave me, right? I wanted to reread some of it, not for any particular reason. Sure, buddy. I'm just curious. How come you have two copies of the same book? Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday. That's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy two of them. I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decide to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's it about anyways? Well, Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front of the cover. Alright, I just wanted to make sure I don't accidentally give anything away. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister. But as soon as she does so, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escaped from a human experiment prison. And while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships, and her life starts to fall apart. That's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere. Aha. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. Are you not a fan of this sort of thing, SpongeBob? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy these kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri's into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that those kinds of stories, they challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals or their own philosophy that they believe in. Then suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, they're made out to be the naive one for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all. Ah! That's true. In fact, I might as well just get started reading it, huh? You don't have to. What are you saying? Just a moment ago you said you were looking forward to it. Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put into my bag. Alright. It's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Gary's. Ah! Yeah. Are you sure? You seem to be a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to, it's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start reading the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel a presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri's in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. Mika! Fuck. Dude. Calm down, buddy. I'm giving you tummy rubs now. Hold on, this cat, man. Oh, shit. Go get it. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry, I was just... You really apologize a lot, do you? I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... Aha! This should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's and hold my book more between the two of them. Ah! I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so I instead use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it a little more difficult to turn the page. Here. Oh, new angle. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. Ah! I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way, as I turn the page, Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face, and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? To turn the page. Ah, sorry. I think I got a little distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face. Oh, she's looking at me. I don't know if I'll be able to keep up with her. Ah! That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning the page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Okay, bro, it's not like a fucking... I don't need to use those big words to make fucking saliva produce from my mouth, man. Makes me sound like I have a lisp. Hey, this might be a silly thought, but... the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. You think so? How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways, but she always second guesses all of the things that she says and does. Like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. But it's not like I can see into your head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscent of your mannerisms. I see. Yuri remained silent for a moment, but SpongeBob, that's probably a terrible thing you have in common with her. That's so embarrassing you think that. Wait, I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I really didn't know you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. I guess I more meant that it's kind of cute. Ah! What are you saying all of a sudden? Okay, everyone. I think it's about time we start sharing the day's poems with each other. We might not have enough time if we wait too long. Ah! Yuri exhales, spared from finishing her thought. Is that alright, Yuri? You look kinda down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. It's not. It's fine. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close up on top of her thumb. I don't know if it's my or her, but whatever. Alright, I guess I'll do some more reading then tonight. Or would you prefer I only read it with you? I guess I don't have much of a preference either way. In that case, I'll read a little more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know. That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. Alright. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag. By the way, did you remember to read a poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait! Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaves torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri are reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Okay, okay, let's just start from the top. Sayori. I'm definitely most comfortable sharing with Sayori first. She's my good friend after all. This is a good poem, SpongeBob. Are you sure it's really your first time? Of course, it's not that good. Am I the kind of guy who would be writing poems in the spare time? I guess you're right. But that's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you wouldn't do it so seriously, or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy that you just wrote one. It just reminds me how you're really part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you like in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I break my promise. See? It's like I said before, SpongeBob. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know. Trying new things like this for other people. That's something that only really good people do. Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That'll be my way of thanking you. Alright, I'm gonna hold you to that then. Yay! Now you read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. We'll see about that. Okay. Dear sunshine, the way you color through the blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me, kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, make me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast. Sayori, this is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this? No, just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Well, that makes me feel a little better about myself. Don't be mean. I still tried my best. Yeah, I didn't mean to say it was a bad poem. It came out nice. How should I put it? It just sounds like you. Really? Yeah, especially that last line. I made eggs and toast. Even though you were late to school, it's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky. Well, I guess it's no point in arguing. Anyways, thank you for showing me. This was so much fun. Monica's the best. Yeah, but the next time I won't forget. I'm gonna write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I'll look forward to it. Natsuki. SpongeBob, if you're not going to take this club seriously, then go home. What? Harsh? What, you expect me to believe you actually put effort into this? You think I'm stupid? I'm not a writer. Maybe it's not very good, but yeah, I did put in the effort. We all start somewhere, right? If you're still proud of the first poem you ever wrote, then I'd like to read it. Painful to think about? Fine. Well, sorry. You'll get better anyway. I'd tell you what to improve, but you're better off just trying again. Fair enough. She is a bitch. God damn. Ugh. Well, to each their own, I guess. Anyway, I have to share mine now, knowing you'll probably think it's stupid. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. I don't know what the fuck that means. Yeah, I told you you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff, so people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like it when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem, nothing hit me hard, dude, except that fucking insult you threw at me earlier. Damn. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up a rhyme at the end, but made it all fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into this than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. Okay, don't be cocky. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Isn't Sayori the youngest one? I don't know. Hold on. Okay, I'm really stupid. They're all the same age. I don't really. The fucking dude who made it confirmed it. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Okay. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes get in. Exceptional. And what was that? Did I say that out loud? Yuri covers her mouth, but ends up covering her whole face. He's going to hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? You use your imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly and looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah, okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers, and having been through that myself, I kinda learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize is that new writers, that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they try to turn their writing style separate from their topic matter, and they fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds a train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes together with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little biased though. Yeah, I know. Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as if that's a good opportunity for her. Which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow, bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe. I think that's what it says. I can't read the next word, but I don't know. Breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickens. I flicker back. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. It took you a long time to read. Well, I don't really read skipped very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Eh, that's a relief. I also like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest, since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Actually, the story isn't about ghosts at all, SpongeBob. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in a remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. Eh? It's nothing really. Yours was impressive too, so... Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. Do you think so? Yeah, of course. You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end I enjoyed it. I'm gonna keep doing my best for you, SpongeBob. Ah! Me too. Alright, Monica. Hi, SpongeBob. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good, glad to hear. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be able to bring things up. I'm much better off going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, wanted to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Ah! Don't worry, SpongeBob. We're all little bears today, you know. But it's that sort of barrier that we all learn to get past to. Yeah, that is true. I hand Monica my poem. Great job, SpongeBob. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. It's very metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way it always counts when I put in some effort. Aha, that's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Unlike Sayori, who is used to simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness. Yuri likes it when the readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. It's very challenging to write like that effectively. But both allowing people to get something out of it just by feel, or letting them deeply analyze all of the nuances. It can take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. I never really asked, though. I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet. Don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learning and trying new things. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little different and biased towards their own kind of styles. But I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Finally. Fuck. I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to be not very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Okay. Hole in the wall. It just says hole in wall. Oh my god. Maybe I'm dyslexic. It couldn't have been me, seeing the direction the spackle protrudes. A noisy neighbor, an angry boyfriend, I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel, blind, like a film cut in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas, already scorched with a permanent copy of meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realized I wasn't looking in, I was looking out. And on the other side was looking in. Or he on the other side was looking in. I don't like the way Monocle's looking at me, dude. I don't like she's the only one who directly looks at me. Everyone else is like curved, fucking hitting the stanky leg. Monica's the only one straight postured ass looking at me. Staring into my fucking retinas, dude. It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. There is a lot of poems that are putting out sometimes. When performed out loud, it can be very powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say I had some sort of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a lot. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that, because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone's better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Phew, I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Yuri Jesus Christ. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem in the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. You mean you have to try hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. I fucking hate Natsuki. I hope this motherfucker gets hit by a car. God damn. Ugh. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it, and SpongeBob did too. No, the fuck, I didn't. That shit don't make no sense. Fucking bitch. No, you framing me, bitch. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And SpongeBob liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Where'd it go? Where did the music go, huh? Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. The fuck? This fucking soundtrack goes hard, dude. That's not what Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that SpongeBob appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours. Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Ooh! Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the only one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as SpongeBob started showing up. Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. I don't feel like fighting, guys. Suddenly, both girls turned towards me as if they noticed I was just standing there. SpongeBob, she's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself and learn how to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point of you making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The reader should just jump out at the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, SpongeBob. Wait, there's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and the meaning the most effective way. Avoiding them is not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, SpongeBob? Well, how did I get myself dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing, but whomever I agree with, they'll probably think of more highly. I don't. There are so many different pathways that you can choose in this game. I don't know which one I'm gonna end up with. I'll go with your. That's not what I fucking. Oh, okay. You wrote that like your poem. See? Wait! That's not an excuse for you to be so mean. You shouldn't pick a fight just because someone's opinion is different. That's not what happened at all. I should have just fucking saved and just. Fuck. That's not what happened at all. Yuri wouldn't even take my poem seriously. I understand. Yuri? Yeah? You're a seriously talented writer. It's no secret that I was impressed. Well, but here's the thing. No matter how simple or refined someone's writing style is, they're still putting feelings into it, and it becomes something really personal. That's why Natsuki felt threatened when you said her poem was cute. I see. I didn't notice that. I'm sorry. But Natsuki, you took it way too far. Yuri means well, and if you just told her how you felt, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. Are you kidding? That's exactly what I did. It was her, that Natsuki. I think that's enough. You both said some things that you didn't mean. Yuri apologized. Don't you think that you should too? Natsuki clenches her fists. In the end, no one has taken her side. She's trapped, at this point being defiant only because she can't handle the pressure. I end up feeling bad for her. Sometimes when I'm hurt, it helps to take a walk and clear my head. Sayori, she doesn't need to. You know what? I'm going to do that. It'll spare me from having to look at all your faces right now. Without warning, Natsuki snatches up her own poem from the desk and storms out. On her way out, she crumbles up the poem with her hands and throws it in the trash. Natsuki, she really didn't need to do that. I look across the room. Yuri has her chin buried in her hands while she stares down at her desk. I gingerly approach her and sit in an adjacent chair. Sigh. Everything alright? I'm so embarrassed. I can't believe I acted like that. You probably hate me now. No, Yuri, how could anyone have not gotten frustrated after being treated like that? You handled it so well as anyone could. I don't think any less of you. Well, alright, I believe you. Thanks, SpongeBob, you're too kind. I'm thankful to have you a part of this club now. It's nothing. One more thing. That one thing that Suki said about, I would never do something so shameful. So, what thing did Natsuki say? Well, never mind that. I'm gonna make some tea. Good idea. Make enough for more than one person, okay? Yeah. Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave. How did you feel about sharing poems? It was a lot of fun. Let's say it was worth it. It was alright, well, mostly. SpongeBob, how about you? Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone. Awesome! In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you'll learn something from your friends, too. So your poems will turn out even better. I think to myself, I did learn a little more about the kinds of poems everyone likes. With any luck, that means that you can at least do a better job impressing those I want to impress. I nod to myself with newfound determination. SpongeBob! Ready to walk home? Sure, let's go. Sayori beams at me. It truly has been a while since Sayori and I have spent this much time together. My microphone's still on? Okay, good. I can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Okay. Sayori, about what happened earlier. What do you mean? Between Yuri and Natsuki. Does that kind of happen often? No. That's really the first time I've ever seen them fight like that. I promise they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you? No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they'd make good friends with you. Phew. SpongeBob, it's nice that I got to spend my time with you in the club, but I think seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me the happiest. And I think everyone really likes you too. That's... every day is gonna be so much fun. It looks like Sayori still hasn't caught on to the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there? We'll just see what we have, but we'll just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. I pat Sayori on the shoulder. I said that more to myself than to her, but it's easy to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes. Okay, yeah, let's do this. Alright, I'm gonna save my thing. Okay. I'm going to end this video here. I have been recording for a fucking hour. This will take a million years to upload. So, I hope you all enjoyed. I will probably upload another video later today of this game so I can get it done with, you know. You know, school starts soon, and I'm not gonna try and take another hiatus. So I'm gonna try and upload as much as possible, so y'all can enjoy it before I get very, very busy for a long time. Alright, I'll see y'all soon. Bye-bye.